the funk out of my face. Get the funk out of my face. Get the funk out of my face.
All right.
All right. We're here on time. Amazing Great Sports
On
Network. I
time.
am Clay Morris. That is Eric
Erick
James.
James. Half hour
Coming to
late.
you live. He's in Atlanta. I am in Boston. We move around quite a lot. We're not quite passport brothers because we're still in the States. Right? So we haven't used our passports. We're still in the country.
That's it. Scary. Can't go nowhere.
You're in Atlanta. What do you mean? You're not just staying in one place. You're getting around.
I said it's not safe to go anywhere out of states right now.
Who says?
Hey, they just kidnapped a family down there in Mexico. But let's go.
They'll be hanging out in Mexico. I mean, they'll be hanging out at the border. We know the border crisis is going on.
It's not safe.
This thing has been out of hand for the last 16 years.
Hey, it's gotten worse.
And getting worse. All right. We start off with the Boston Celtics. My Boston Celtics, your Boston Celtics lost their third in a row. They lost to the Nets on Friday night. They lost to the New York Knicks on Sunday.
And Cleveland.
And Cleveland last night. On the night of a back-to-back. They went to the double overtime on Sunday and overtime on Monday just to lose. Anyway, if you took the Celtics were traveling to Cleveland to play Cleveland, and 3 or 4 points, you lost because the tie goes to the bookie. So Cleveland beat them 118 to 114. 118 to 114. The Celtics lose the third in a row. They were playing without Jason Tatum. That's one caveat. They were playing without Al Horford. Another one. So
Robert Williams.
And without Robert Williams. So that's 3 starters out. And still, they came within 5 points of beating the Cavaliers. So I wouldn't say the Cavaliers are safe because they were playing all of their people, and they barely won by 5 on their own home court.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, the Celtics should have won. They were leading by 14 going into the fourth quarter, and they gave up that lead. They were outscored 31 to 17. So let's get right down to it. Blake Griffin started. Now, when Blake Griffin starts, you know you're in trouble. He played 18 minutes. He was 2 for 4. 0 for 2 in 3-point land and for 4 points. There goes a nothing right there. That's a negative. Add 1 negative. Mike Muscala started. He played 35 minutes and gave you 5 points, going 2 for 6. That's another negative. He was a -9. Then Marcus Smart, he started. He played 37 minutes and he shot 4 for 17. 4 for 17. 4 for 17. Okay. For 11 points. Derek White, he started. He played 36 minutes and he shot 5 for 14. It's a wonder that the Celtics were even in this game. Jaylen Brown played, you know what? They can't do this to this guy. Jaylen Brown played 45 minutes with 12 for 26, not bad, but only 1 for 7 from the 3-point line for 32 points.
Too much time on the court.
50 points from their bench.
Too much time on the court.
Yeah, too much time on the court. We got 50 points from the bench, 24 from Malcolm Brogdon, who's a 20-point scorer anyway off the bench. Then they got 12 from Grant Williams. And other than that, everything else was negligible. 3 from Sam Hauser, 4 from Luke Cornett, and 7 from Peyton Pritchard. And that will spell a loss. Your bench, I mean, oh my gosh. The shooting percentage of the starting 5 is just terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. 4 for 17, Marcus Smart. That's the Marcus I remember. That's the Marcus I remember for the playoffs. Let's move on. Cleveland Cavaliers, they had a pretty good game. Evan Mobley, he's a 7-foot forward. Yeah. Well, he went 10 for 14. He only missed 4 shots for 25 points. Isaac Okoro, 23 minutes, 3 for 7, 9 points. Jared Allen, 26 minutes, 2 for 5, 4 points. Jared, you know, for your defense anyway. Darius Garland played 42 minutes. 6 for 18. He and Marcus in the same boat right there, but with 17 points. And they really worked hard on Donovan Mitchell. They played Donovan Mitchell. They wanted this game. Donovan Mitchell played 47 minutes, was 14 for 34. That's just absolutely terrible also.
It
But
is.
but he had 40 points. They got 23 points from the bench. Nobody scored in double figures. Cleveland comes away with the win in Cleveland by 4, 118 to 114.
Then we have 76ers, Philadelphia 76ers, and the Indiana Pacers. If you bet on Indiana for, 4 or 5 points, you lose. 76ers beat them 147 to 143
In Indianapolis,
in, in their home state.
right on
Let's,
their home court. No respect.
hey,
None.
what you going to do? What you going to do?
I'm just going to come to your home court and beat you.
That's it. Why
That's
not?
it. Yeah.
Why not? Why not? Mr. McDaniels, 30 minutes, 8 for 13 for 20 points.
Unbelievable.
Joel Embiid, 37 minutes, 11 of 16 for 42 points.
42 points.
42 points. Mr. Tyrese Maxey, 37 minutes, 8 of 13 for 24 points. Mr. James Harden, big time Harden, 40 minutes, 3 for 11 for 14 points.
Big time Harden.
What was he shooting at?
40 minutes, though. I like the 40 minutes and he only shot it 11 times. He's the scariest guy.
Like
He's scared of his own shadow.
DeAnthony Melton, 27 minutes, 3 of 7 shooting for big 9 points.
Big 9 points.
And their bench gave him 38 points. However, they won.
Yeah. Daniel House gave him 10. And a guy I really like, Shake Milton. I like to see the Celtics get Shake Milton.
I don't know. No time soon.
No time soon.
Let's see what Indiana did. Mr. Noora, 20 minutes, 7 of 12 for 16 points. Mr. Miles Turner, 17 minutes, 4 of 9 shooting for a big 10 points.
10 points. 10.
Mr. Andrew Nebhart, 19 minutes, 3 for 4 shooting for 7 points.
My gosh.
Big time Tyrese Haliburton, 37 minutes, 12 of 19 for 40 points. Oh, he was blowing them, huh? He was the high scorer. Then we look at Mr. Buddy Hield, 28 minutes, 5 of 9 shooting for 15 points.
Sometimes Buddy.
Jalen Smith gave him 14. TJ McConnell gave him 12. And
Benedict
Mathurin gave him 13.
That was a good pickup by them. But they don't know what to do with him. And Indiana loses again. They drop another game. Let's move on to the Trailblazers. The Portland Trailblazers traveling to Detroit, Michigan to take on the Pistons. Now, the Pistons are playing at home, and the Trailblazers had to travel like 2,000 miles to get there. So you would think they were tired and they would lose, but they're playing the Pistons. So it didn't matter how tired they were, they still beat the crap out of they still beat the Pistons 110 to 104, 110 to 104. Detroit, I don't know what to tell you, but let's get with the Pistons here. Drew Eubanks, he had a good game where he scored 30 points, and then he was never heard from again. He had another good game this game. He only shot the ball 3 times to 10 points. We'll take it. Jeremy Grant played 40 minutes, was 9 for 19 for 26. Cam Reddish, who came over in the Knicks trade, played 40 minutes, was 3 for 10 with 13 points. Damian Lillard, 10 for 28 for 31 points. And Matisse Thybulle, 1 for 3. He just got awful. Okay, they got 27 points from the bench. Troy Wofford gave him 12. And I think
29. Oh, yeah, 12. 29 minutes with 12. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think this is much about the Trailblazers. It's really as much about the Detroit Pistons. Let's get there. I want to know why my man Bojan Bogdanovic is not playing. Okay, that's the reason why you lost. Anyway, Marvin Bagley started, played 36 minutes, 5 for 12, 10 points. Isaiah Livers, 39 minutes, 10 for 12, 17 points. James Wiseman, who came over in the trade from the Golden State Warriors, 5 for 8, 12 points. Jalen Ivey, 31 points, 4 for 14, 13 points, and no nonsense Alex Burks was 3 for 11. This guy's better coming off the bench. Whenever he starts, his stats are terrible. But 3 for 11 for 13 points. They got 39 points off the bench. Corey Joseph gave him 14, and R.J. Hampton gave him 10. Now, they have 3 centers there. And my man, Bojan. I don't know where Bojan. You see, if they had Bojan playing, Bojan Bogdanovic, they could have won this game, but he didn't play. Now, they have 3 centers in Detroit. James Wiseman, Marvin Bagley III, and Jalen Duran. Now, this is what's wrong with the Celtics. They need a center.
Yeah, for real. Need a banger. They ain't got no bangers, man.
The Celtics, one is hurt, the other one is old, and this
Wait, you got two that's old.
They don't have a center.
You got 2 that's old.
They got Al Horford. He's too old. He's only good for 1 game a week. Robert Williams he's for lack of a better word, is not serviceable every game.
You got Blake Griffin.
Oh, see, there we go. He's not a center either. Even in his best day, he wasn't a center.
All right,
move on to the Hawks and the Heat. What you got with the Hawks and the Heat?
Hey, if you bet for Atlanta Hawks, let's see. In Atlanta, no, they went to Miami. Atlanta Hawks going to Miami. You gave them 3 points, you lose. They lost 128 to 130. 130. Let's see. Mr. John Collins gave him 20 minutes, 7 for 11 for a big 17 points. Mr. DeAndre Hunter, 36 minutes, 6 for 13 shooting for 14 points. Mr. Clint Capella, 34 minutes, 6 of 6 shooting for 12 points. Mr. Trae Young gave him 34 minutes, 9 for 17 shooting for 25 points. Mr. DeJounte Murray, 37 minutes, 10 of 19 shooting for 23 points. And let's see off the bench. We had Mr. Sadiq Bey. Yeah. Gave him 32 minutes for 17 points. And Mr. Bogdanovic.
This is Bogdan.
Bogdanovic. He gave him 24 minutes, 4 of 11 shooting for 12 points.
There's Bojan and Bogdan.
Yeah, 29. 37 points for the bench.
That's it. That's all they got, 37.
That's it. Move on down to the Heat situation. Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler gave him 33 minutes for 26 points. Bam Adebayo, 36 minutes, 5 of 9 shooting for 16 points. Mr. Gabe Vincent, 24 minutes, 3 of 6 shooting for 8 points. Big time Tyler Hero, 37 minutes, 5 of 14 shooting for 13 points.
13 points.
Hey, Mr. Max Struss, 22 minutes, 3 for 4 shooting for 8 points. Holy smack. In 22 minutes, he took 4 shots.
Yeah, 4 shots.
Wow.
That's your 3-point man.
Yeah. Orlando Robinson gave him 17 minutes for 14 points. Mr. Martin. Caleb Martin gave him 21 points, 28 minutes. And
Victor Oladipo
gave him 32 minutes, 6 of 12 shooting for 22 points.
Total to 59 points from the bench. Now, let's look at this thing here. Trae Young. You remember that draft day that they had 4 years ago, was it 5 years ago, when Atlanta drafts Luka Doncic and trades him to the Mavericks for Trae Young? Would you do that trade?
Absolutely not.
So we can blame Atlanta, but really it's management, because who I thought that was a terrible idea then.
I bet you they do now.
These guys ought to be fired. I mean, and listen, I'm being honest because listen, now the guy for the Lakers, Bob Pelinka, has turned every stone he could in order to get a team together.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to give him credit. This can be done. I don't even like the Lakers, but I got to give this guy props. He's done everything. After this, that, whatever, traded this. The majority of these teams, and Celtics included, they got 3 freaking centers on Detroit. And you tell me you can't get one of them? Now, the best thing you could do, the whole thing, was Mike Muscala. knowing that you really don't have any centers.
Yeah.
Because Al Horford is old and the other guy is hurt. So you really don't have a serviceable center. And you didn't go out and address this. You didn't make any inquiries and offer half the team for Joel Embiid. You didn't make any inquiries for the 3 guys that sit in Detroit. And Detroit's the last place team.
Yeah.
They got to give up somebody. Jalen Duran, James Wiseman, or Marvin Bagley Jr. All 3 of them are centers.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
same applies for Atlanta. Trae Young is done. He's a little guy. He's not going to be able to hold up. He's not going to hold up. He's done. You should have took Luka and the money, but no, you got greedy.
If they get rid of Trae Young,
Then you got the guy you want. I will move on.
$37 million they'll get back.
Huh?
If they let go Trae Young, they'll get back $37 million in their pockets.
But I don't know who you could get for Trae Young. He's got to be a special fit.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to be on the team with a bunch of other shooters where, he can just dish the ball and you can overlook his defensive, sort of like what Golden State has done. Mm-hmm. Just outscore a team, and I don't think Atlanta's built for that. But anyway, I'll move on. Toronto Raptors, they travel to Denver, Colorado, home of Pikes Peak and Zebulon Pike and the Mile High City. And the Raptors lost 118-113. 118-113. They were beaten by the Denver Nuggets. And that's the name of that tune. Let's get on with it. We're going to start with the losers. The Toronto Raptors, Pascal Siakam, always a volume shooter. Played 37 minutes, 8 for 18. 19 points. It's not going to get it done, Pascal. OG Ginobili. OG, yeah, you played like an OG. 35. You played old. Played 35 minutes. You were 3 for 7. How you play 35 minutes and shoot the ball only 7 times?
You're going to jog.
Yeah, just looking around. You ain't doing much. 12 points. Scotty Barnes, 34 minutes, 5 for 12 for 12 points. Jacob Pueltel, however they're calling them, 32 minutes, 9 for 13, 18 points. That was that big pickup that they made from San Antonio, and that was supposed to give them a push to somewhere over the cliff. Brand Bleak, 35 minutes, 5 for 12. Nobody really wanted to play on this team. They were clanging the ball. There's nothing really much happening. Off the bench, they got 13 points from Gary Trent Jr. There was 32 points off the bench totally, which added up to 113. Let's get to the Denver Nuggets because I'm wondering how they're still winning. Aaron Gordon, I think, is a good reason why. Aaron Gordon is logging some minutes and getting some rebounds. 30 minutes, 7 for 12, 19 points. Michael Porter, 32 minutes, 7 for 11 for 20 points. Nikola Jovic, he's not even scoring that much. He only shot the ball 8 times, 5 for 8. 13 rebounds, 17 points. So I guess that's your triple-double there. Did he get? No, he only had 9 assists, so he didn't get that. Jamal Murray, 36 minutes, 5 for 8, 17 points. And wait a second. He had 24 points. And Kentavious Caldwell-Pope played 36 minutes, was 3 for 10 for 8 points. Smoking mirrors here, smoking mirrors. Then off the bench, they had Mr. Green. Really, the only person they had off the bench who really scored was Mr. Reggie Jackson. And he scored 13 points. Off the bench scored 32 points, just like the bench of the Raptors. They both scored 32 points, except The starters scored 6 more points for the Nuggets, and there goes your margin of victory.
Hey. Then we move on down the road to the Pelicans went down to Sacramento and played the Kings. If you bet on the Pelicans, you lose. The Kings won at home for 123 over 108. Let's see what them Pelicans did.
What they didn't do.
Okay. Mr. Brandon Ingram, 38 minutes, 9 of 16 shooting for 24 points. Mr. Herbert Jones, 37 minutes, 5 of 8 shooting for 37 minutes. He shot 8 times. 5 of 8 shooting for 13 points. Mr. Jonas Valanciunas. He gave him 32 minutes, 9 of 11 shooting for 19 points.
That's not bad.
Nope. Mr. CJ McCollum gave him 31 minutes, 6 of 14 shooting for 14 points. Then we have Mr. Trey Murphy, the third, 37 minutes, 6 of 11 shooting for 17 points. And their bench, 16, 19, 20, 21 points from the bench. That's where they lost at. The bench didn't give them no effort.
Nothing.
Bench, you got to do better. Got to do
No,
better.
they're not. They're not going to do any better. That's it for them. That's as much as they got. That's all they can give you.
Domantas Sabonis, 34 minutes, 8 of 13 shooting for 19 points. Mr. Harrison Barnes, 31 minutes, 5 of 11 for 14. Mr. Keegan Murray, 37 minutes, 5 of 12 shooting for 13 points. Mr. Mitchell, Mr. Devian Mitchell.
Not getting any help from you on this one.
Oh, my God. 32 minutes, 6 of 11 shooting, 15 points. Mr. Kevin Hurton, 37 minutes, 9 of 16 shooting for 25 points. And they had a big bench, but they didn't play many people.
No, well, they played everybody, but they didn't all score. They only got 37 points out of the whole deal, but everybody played.
Yeah, well, they might as well have not. Trey Lyles gave him 14. Mr. Malik Monk
gave him 11.
Gave him 11. Everybody else was single digits, including the 0 digits. But it was enough to win. You got to
give it to him at least. At least he played everybody.
Yeah, he did, for sure. For sure.
I mean, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players. He played all 14 players that he had on this team. Everybody got some run, and they still beat the Pelicans. That's what it comes down to. Everybody got some run, and they still beat the Pelicans. It doesn't even matter. Zion Williamson ain't coming back. So I guess, because, if he comes back now, it's too late. They're so far down. It doesn't even really matter. Let's move on to the standings. What do we have here? We have the Milwaukee
Change
Bucks.
Of the guards. Change of the guards.
Huh?
Change of the guards.
Yeah. Milwaukee Bucks are in first place. They have been. They have been for the past 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's still not. Look at this though. They're 9-1 in the last 10 games.
Yeah.
I mean, before that, they had won 14 in a row.
Yeah. The steam is slowing down a little bit, but they're still up there.
They're still up there. 9-1. The
Celtics. We keep losing to the Knicks. We better watch out, man.
Well, yeah, the Knicks are on fire, man.
Oh my God.
But Celtics can't beat anybody right now. They have a problem inside. All that, they still have to get the ball inside, and nobody can score inside because they just keep clanging up 3-pointers.
Yeah, they want. Yeah, that's all they want to do is shoot threes.
Yeah, they have no presence inside. I see that as a problem, but then again, I mean, how many championships have Golden State won? They've won a lot, and with a similar formula. So,
yeah,
who knows? They're not winning now. They're 5-5 in the last 10. The 76ers on third place, 4 games behind the Milwaukee Bucks, 7-3 in the last 10. Cleveland Cavaliers, 4th place, 6.5 games out, 6-4 in the last 10. And the New York Knicks, the New York Knicks
Top
are 8.
5.
Yeah, they're on fire.
Who
8
would have
games
known?
behind the leading Milwaukee Bucks, but in 5th place. They've won 9 straight, and they are 9-1 in the last 10.
Look, they're 21-7 at home right now. I mean, 28-7 at home.
No, that's Cleveland.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. Oh, shoot. 19-15.
Go below that. They're 19-15.
I was like, oh, they done changed something. Whatever going on.
You really can't beat it. They beat the Celtics in the Garden, but they don't beat too many other people. But 19-15 at home. They've got the worst. I mean, in the top 5, they've lost more games in on their home court, 15.
But they've lost
anybody except for the Washington. I mean, you have to go down to the 10th place team, the Washington Wizards, to find somebody to match them.
But they lost. They've won more on the road. They won as many on the road as the top 3 teams.
Yeah, on the road they can't win at home.
Yeah, Jesus.
Good luck with that. You know, brighter days, happy days are here again, New York.
We'll see where it goes. Now's the time to play.
Okay, what you got? You got the next 5 Brooklyn Nets to
Brooklyn Nets, 36-28. They're still at the 500 block without Kyrie and Kevin. They're 10 games behind, 19-12 at home, 17-16 away, and lost 4 of their last 10.
No, they've won 4 of the last 10.
Yeah, won 4 of their last 10. Miami Heat, 35-31. They still at the 500 block, 12 games behind, 21-12 at home, 14-19 away. They got that same record, 4 of 10. They won.
Yep, 4 wins, 10 and 6 losses.
6 losses. Atlanta Hawks, 32-33. They dropping below that 500. 14.5 games in the rearview mirror. They got 18-13 at home, 14-20 away. They're 5-5. 5 of the last.
Yes, treading water, baby. Treading water.
Yeah. Toronto Raptors, 32-34. They below that 500 bracket. 15 games in the rearview mirror. 20-13 at home. 12-21 away. They've won their last 6 of 10. They're on a losing streak of 1. Then we got that Washington Wizards, 30-34. They under that 500 bracket. Yeah. 16 games in the rearview mirror. 15-15 at home. 15-19 away. They're a losing streak of 2, and they're at 5-5 as well.
5-5. Yeah. Well, let's go below that margin, the marginal line right there of 10. You got the Chicago Bulls, who, in the big push for the playoffs, went out and acquired Patrick Beverley. That's right, Patrick Beverley. Yeah, that big, high-scoring, big-time player named Patrick Beverley from the New York Lakers, because they told their fans that they were making a push for the playoffs. Who would believe some crap like that?
Hey, at least they made some moves.
You know what? I can bet you they tried to unload someone else and got rid of some cap money by putting on Pat Beverly. Chicago is one of the cheapest teams in the league and always has been. They never want to spend a nickel if they could spend 4 cents instead.
Hey.
Being honest, Chicago in 11th place, 29-36 with Pat Beverly. And they are 3-7 in their last 10 games with Pat Beverly. Indiana Pacers dropping like a hot rock right through the atmosphere, like a meteor just slicing through. 29-37, they are in 11th place, and they are 4-6 in the last 10 games. Orlando Magic, 19.5 games out of first place, 27-38. Well, 5-5 in the last 10 games. It's better than the team that's ahead of them. And then you have the Charlotte Hornets. Now, the Charlotte Hornets were doing pretty well until LaMelo Ball broke his ankle last week. Okay. All done. They were 28-48. They've won 20 games and they've lost 48. They've lost twice as many games as they've won. They are 27 games behind the first place leading Milwaukee Bucks, and they are 5-5 in the last 10 games. And then we have the Detroit Pistons. Detroit, who lost to Portland, I believe it was. Yes, Portland traveled across the country 2,000 miles and still beat up on Detroit. Detroit, which has 3 centers and can't win a game. Detroit, the Motor City, home of the Supremes, the Temptations, the 4 Tops, are 15-50. 15-50. They have lost 3 times more games than they have won. That's right, 15 games.
Wow. Oh,
they
yeah.
are 31 games behind the first place Milwaukee Bucks. They shouldn't even look because they're not going to find them. They're so far ahead. They are 8 games won and 24 games lost at home.
How do they play every day?
32 games. They have won 8 games. There's no reason for anybody in Detroit to go to a home game. They're not going to win. It's not a chance. Okay?
Oh, man.
And they're just as bad away. So if you want to see your team win, wait till Detroit comes into town. No matter who your team is, it's more than likely to win because they are 7-26 away. They won 7 games and lost 26. Won 7 times, lost 26.
They're going to win the last game of the season.
Yep, that ought to give them momentum for the next year. Right there. And they're 1-9 in the last 10 games. The state of the Eastern Conference is this. It's really between the first 6, 7, 8 teams. Yeah, the Milwaukee Bucks, the Boston Celtics, Philadelphia 76ers, I've upgraded them. Cleveland Cavaliers, New York Knicks, Brooklyn Nets, Miami Heat. That's really it. Nobody. Atlanta, Toronto, Washington, forget about it. All right? Forget about it. Those 3 teams, they're first round out. First round out.
Yeah.
Miami, they're clinging to the host. Brooklyn Nets, you know, they whipped up, they beat the Celtics Friday. All right, but that's not going to happen in the playoffs unless somebody gets hurt. So it's really, I expect Miami to catch Brooklyn and pass them. Brooklyn Nets, Atlanta Hawks, Toronto Raptors, Washington Wizards are going to fill out the bottom 4 teams in their first round out. And then it's really just, it's going to be a crapshoot between the top guys. But I'm seeing Milwaukee. They're looking tough.
Yeah, they're real tough right now.
Slapping and jacking people, baby. They're slapping and jacking people. They're slapping them and jacking for everything they got.
We got to come back strong if we can get everybody back healthy again.
Al Horford? Al Horford is 50 years old. Okay, well, he's in his 40s. Okay, he's in his late 30s.
You know I'm about to tell you how.
he's got more mileage on him than a Ford Model T.
Al is 36, man.
That's a long 36. He came out of college when he was like 19 or 20, so that's 16 years. And he doesn't take steroids like LeBron. So, that's right.
Is that
When you don't take steroids.
is that knowledge? Hold on now. Is that knowledge?
Now, listen, you
Come
don't
on,
have to be a rocket scientist. We've been around long enough to know when someone stays healthy for a period of time, there's a way to do it.
You got a bed. He got one of those beds.
You got one of them too. You got one of them too. And listen, I ain't got no sacred cows. Listen, is he a good player? Yes. Yeah, but listen, if you don't, and me and you know this, because we've played basketball, there's only so much that your body can handle if you ain't juicing. Whatever the case, taking PEDs in order to recover faster and build up quicker, which is what it does. It's a good thing basketball. I don't know why these players don't do more of these players don't do PEDs because basketball doesn't test.
Oh boy,
it's obvious they don't test.
Is that a plug there?
I'm just saying, I don't know why more of them aren't doing it. They all should be coming and bulking up and just run up and down the court like gazelles and never getting hurt because basketball does not test you.
Oh, Jesus. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, that's all we got for you today. But it was exciting.
Always.
Always exciting. I am in Boston. I am Clay Morris in Boston, Massachusetts. This is
Erick James in Atlanta, Georgia, for a little while longer.
in Atlanta, Georgia, and he's doing well down there.
Yeah.
Have you gone downtown and has anybody offered to park your car for you?
No. I went to we did the Uptown comedy place, really nice, great comedy. We did St. James, a nice little live band spot. Lots of great eating. Had a great time.
Listen, guys, if you want to go to Atlanta, here's the guy to contact. He knows all the good places. When I go to Atlanta, I end up in the seedy part of town where people offering to park my car for me. People I've never met. So don't ask me where to go in Atlanta. I'm obviously the wrong person to ask. You want to ask Mr. James where to go because he knows where to go.
You got to splurge a little bit.
You got to spend a little money.
Spend a little money. Just a little bit.
Right. We'll see what happens in the upcoming week. I will see you on Thursday. I'll probably talk to you before then anyway, man. Listen, it's been great talking to you and seeing you again. Sometimes I think this is kind of like the best part of my week. You know?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Anyway, that being said, you got any more, whatever, Brothers Johnson? That's right. And no cursing either. There ain't no cursing in this song. Right? No cursing.
Nope.
No swearing, no cursing in the song. Those were the days.
That's it. Right there.
All right, I love you, bro.
I will talk
to you later.
Y'all have a good day.
Peace out.